It's Thursday, March 28th. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Out of many, one people emerged as the overwhelming winner of the Government of Jamaica's Houses of Parliament design competition this week, topping the field of 24 entries.
At moments like these, we are all out of many, one people.
Oh, I'm winning right now, yeah. Oh, I'm winning right now. Oh, I'm living right now. 'Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. Winning, oh, winning right now, yeah. 'Cause I'm winning right now. I'm Thanksgiving right now. 'Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. Winning right now, yeah. Winning right now. Out of many, one is a fitting name for our Parliament building. It represents, in its form and in its structure, all of us, all Jamaica.
The submission from the Evan Williams-led team of architects from the 46-year-old architectural firm Design Collaborative copped the $5 million top prize, as well as the People's Choice Award. Their state-of-the-art complex design is to replace Gordon House as the country's meeting place for the Houses of Parliament. The Grand Veranda took second place and $4 million, and third prize went to Ubuntu, earning $2 million for its design team. Organized by the Urban Development Corporation, the competition was opened last May and invited submissions from Jamaicans at home and in the diaspora. The public was invited to vote for their favorite design. The awards ceremony took place on Wednesday at Heroes Circle, the site where the new parliament will reside. In his address, Prime Minister Andrew Holness spoke of the importance of collaborative efforts with the private sector to redevelop Heroes Park and its environs.
But what is the role of government? The role of government is to use its agencies, like the UDC, to create the regulatory environment, to do the competitions like what we are doing now, to stimulate the development. And that is what we are doing with the wider Heroes Park development project. Now, the private sector can't build our parliament, and therefore it is the taxpayers' resources that will be focused on doing that. But it will be private sector resources, by and large, that will do the redevelopment of the entire park. And that is the strategy that we are employing.
Construction of the new Parliament building is expected to begin by 2021. Jamaica has been listed in the top 25 best destinations in the world for 2019 on renowned travel website TripAdvisor. The island is the only country in the Caribbean to do so and ranks among destinations such as London, Rome, and Paris. According to a release from the Tourism Ministry on Wednesday, Jamaica was ranked number 14 on the TripAdvisor Travelers' Choice Awards World Best Destinations list and is also listed as the best destination in the Caribbean. Negril's 7 Mile Beach was also named the 10th best beach in the world and 5th best beach in the Caribbean on the 2019 TripAdvisor Travelers' Choice Awards for beaches. TripAdvisor recognized 352 beaches around the world. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says, quote, Jamaica is very pleased once again to receive these incredible accolades from the acclaimed travel website TripAdvisor. We have been increasing our efforts to better meet the needs of our visitors, end quote. TripAdvisor is the world's largest travel site with over 730 million reviews and opinions, covering the world's largest selection of travel listings worldwide. It covers approximately 8.1 million accommodations, airlines, experiences, and restaurants. Emotions ran high as a debate on a motion seeking to decriminalize abortion got underway on Wednesday. This took place at Parliament's Human Resource and Social Development Committee at Gordon House. West Rural St. Andrew Member of Parliament Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, who brought the motion, faced stout challenges from medical and legal fraternity. Dr. Wayne West chided Cuthbert-Flynn for her support of the Abortion Policy Review Advisory Group's recommendations, which promote unrestricted abortion.
The APRAG recommendations, which I heard Ms. Juliet Flynn with my own 2 ears request be brought back to this House, recommended that medical personnel be subject to $250,000 fines or 3 months imprisonment for every instant they refuse to refer someone to another person who does an abortion. This is part of determining.
Can you? I don't remember or recall ever saying that.
No, you didn't say it, but it's in the APRAG recommendation. You said, you asked that the APRAG.
I did not insinuate that.
You asked.
And I think you need to retract that.
I will not retract it. You asked that the APRAG recommendations be brought back, and I'm telling you what the APRAG recommendations were.
Committee Chairman Ronald Thwaites was forced to intervene.
Please, we have been able to carry through this process so far in an ironic way, and I think it is important that you complete your presentation, but equally important that if a position is being ascribed to the member which he does not hold, that we do not proceed along that line. So please continue, Dr. West.
I will not retract.
Dr. Cherie Simpson made clear her disapproval of abortion, reading from a petition signed by 45 doctors.
We, the undersigned physicians, make the following declarations. It is a scientific fact that human life begins at conception. This is a biological certainty. The zygote, embryo, fetus, neonate, infant, adolescent, adult, and elderly are expressions of the same human being in different stages of development. We subscribe to the World Medical Association Declaration of Geneva, 1948, which states, I will maintain the utmost respect for human life from the moment of conception, even under threat. I will not use my medical knowledge contrary to the laws of humanity. The proposed bill attempts to make lawful the killing of a human being under a wide range of deliberately vague or unspecified conditions. Further, the proposed bill represents a threat to doctors who refuse to participate in this act in any way. We assert that the deliberate killing of an innocent human being is always ethically and medically unacceptable.
Chairman Thwaites announced that all other arguments to be put forward by other individuals and groups should be done by the summer so that a final determination could be made. Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Wednesday met with executive leadership of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information at the ministry's offices at Heroes Circle in Kingston. The Prime Minister made the visit after he directed that the Office of the Prime Minister assume temporary oversight of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. Holness is reported saying, quote, we then focus on governance to make sure that the way in which the public body or department or agency is run aligns with our national governance standards. If I find any weaknesses, then working with the permanent secretaries or any other executive officer, we put in place the necessary programs, or, if it becomes necessary, have the boards changed. End quote. Minister without portfolio, Carl Semuda, has been assigned responsibility of the Education Ministry as the administration and governance reviews take place. The government says it has paid off its long-standing arrears with the Jamaica Public Service Company for street lights and that it intends to keep payment current in the future. Minister of Finance and Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, made the announcement in Parliament on Tuesday.
I have a letter here dated March 4th, 2019, which specifies or itemizes what we owe the JPS for streetlights. The 2.1 billion will clear what we owe in arrears. So after today, we will have no arrears for street lighting to the Jamaica Public Service Company.
He informed the House, however, that the funds for the payment of the light bill, as well as several other services addressed by the new supplementary estimates, would not affect the total $802.5 billion budget, which was approved in January when the second supplementary estimates were approved by Parliament. Some major financial institutions, security companies, and government entities could run into problems come March 30 when the mandatory 10-digit dialing comes into effect. According to telecommunications company Flow, the companies and institutions have not yet completed the necessary steps to facilitate 10-digit dialing. It said some alarm systems, point-of-sale terminals, and PBXs could be negatively impacted if the necessary modifications have not been done. Director of Corporate Communications and Stakeholder Management at Flow, Keon Mitchell, said while there are several technical companies that can perform system reconfigurations, the testing and validation process requires Flow's support to be properly implemented. Following discussions with Transport Minister Robert Montague, a decision has been taken to grant sub-franchise operators an additional week to pay their road licenses. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company says road licenses will expire on Sunday, March 31, 2019. However, operators will now have until May 8, 2019 to renew their licenses. Operators have been encouraged to take advantage of the grace period to avoid prosecution, as no further extensions will be given. The first cohort of students sitting the primary exit profile, PEP, this year will also be the first to take the program for International Student Assessment, PISA, examinations in 2021. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Dr. Grace McLean, said that Jamaica is preparing to participate in the program, which will facilitate the evaluation and ranking of Jamaican education system against other countries. Dr. McLean said the introduction of the international assessment is part of the government's strategic focus on human capital development. She was speaking during the opening ceremony of Micah University College's International Mathematics Teaching Summit on Tuesday at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency is automating its citizenship application process for greater efficiency. Chief Executive Officer of PICA, Andrew Winter, told the press this week that they expect to start in phases to roll out the new process by the beginning of the next financial year. He noted that presently the application for citizenship can take up to 3 years. The agency is seeking to reduce this to a maximum of 12 months. Mr. Winter said that the automation, which includes online application, will provide easier access to the service by persons overseas. Dancehall entertainer Kabletown was on Wednesday freed when he appeared before the St. Andrew Parish Court on a rape charge. His attorney, Christopher Towson, told the press that the judge issued his ruling during a committal hearing. He said Kabletown was discharged because the judge agreed with the defense that the complainant did not comply with the Committal Proceedings Act, and the evidence contained in any other statement did not rise to the prima facie level. Kabletown was charged in May last year, arising from an incident which allegedly occurred on April 28. The US dollar ended trading Wednesday at Jamaican $125.89, up by 10 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. The Canadian dollar ended trading at Jamaican $95.13, up from $94.41, while the British pound sterling ended trading at Jamaican $163.18, down from Jamaican $165.08. In regional news, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chastanet Tuesday defended his decision to meet with United States President Donald Trump last Friday at the President's Mar-a-Lago estate. Chastanet, along with Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness, His Bahamas counterpart, Dr. Hubert Minnis, and President of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, held a 2-hour meeting with Trump at the residence. However, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister, Ralph Gonsalves, described the meeting as troubling as it did not include CARICOM's chairman, Timothy Harris, Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. Chastany says he does not share those concerns.
The topics that were discussed are national as well as regional in importance. At the end of the day, this was not a meeting for CARICOM. This was a meeting by invitation by the President of the United States of America, who is St. Lucia's largest trading partner. In addition to that, it's my largest diaspora. In addition to that, it's the one that offers me and St. Lucians the greatest opportunity for growth. So if I'm invited to put forward St. Lucia's agenda, I will do so. But I've always been extremely respectful and will continue to be respectful on CARICOM's positions.
The Prime Minister went on to explain that he was pleased with the proceedings of the meeting, which included discussions on themes such as governance, foreign policy, security, and investment.
Things like helping support and strengthen security in the region, and particularly here in St. Lucia, were discussed. Visas. So the fact that St. Lucians are having to go to Barbados to be able to get visas, in terms of looking at some of the solutions that would allow St. Lucians to apply and process their visas here in St. Lucia. Pre-clearance facilities. As you know, St. Lucia is currently constructing a brand new airport terminal. They do have pre-clearance facilities in other countries, and we have initiated dialogue with them, and there's a team coming down to follow up with us.
He noted that the issue of trading opportunities also featured on the agenda of the high-level meeting.
We have the Sabira, which is a hangover from the CBI, which allows our agricultural produce to be able to go into the U.S. That deal is about to expire, and we spoke about getting that deal renewed, and also the idea of bringing back a new CBI, Caribbean Basin Initiative, that existed previously. So these are all things that we're very, very interested in, and I think could redound to the benefit of all St. Lucians.
Also up for discussion was the restructuring of OPIC, the Overseas Private Investment Corporation. The U.S. government agency, which was established in 1971, seeks to facilitate American investment in emerging markets by providing support and tools for American businesses to deal with the associated risks of foreign direct investment.
The U.S. government now is revamping that organization to become an investment organization. They're putting in $70 billion into that organization. He's indicated that the reorganization should be completed within the next 60 days and has promised that a team will be coming down to St. Lucia within the next 90 days in order to look at some of the investment opportunities that we currently have here.
According to media reports, officials from the White House have expressed that the 5 countries who were represented at the meeting will be given priority status by OPIC. Suspicion has already been raised as to whether these commitments have been offered in exchange or expectation of implicit support of the United States foreign policy in relation to the ongoing turmoil in Venezuela.
In a related story, Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister Peter David believes the St. Lucia Prime Minister Andrew again. In a related story, Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister Peter David believes St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chastany and other leaders who attended Friday's meeting with the President of the United States broke ranks with CARICOM in its position on Venezuela. GBN News reports.
CARICOM has an interest in the outcome in Venezuela. Venezuela has a boundary with countries like Grenada, countries like Trinidad and Tobago, that the future stability of Venezuela is in the interest of CARICOM, and that while we understand that there are difficulties within Venezuela, CARICOM's position remains that these matters should be resolved by the Venezuelan people coming together.
Minister David said that a meeting of CARICOM foreign ministers on the weekend gave the regional heads an insight into the Venezuelan opposition leaders' perspectives and for continued effort to broker dialogue with the Maduro-led government. Minister David reiterated the need for continued peace and stability in the region.
Everybody thought it was easy. Overthrow, what's the guy's name, Muammar Gaddafi, remove Saddam Hussein. That was easy. The peace has proved to be much more difficult, and Libya continues to deteriorate. Iraq is still in conflict. We don't want that on our borders.
With respect to the meeting of ministers with U.S. President Donald Trump, Minister David says it may not have been reflective of a CARICOM position, but a bilateral or multilateral relationship as individual states. He viewed the meeting as unfortunate.
In sports, St. Elizabeth Technical's Shireen Williams finished top in the girls' Class 2 shot put on day 2 of the ongoing Issa Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletic Championships at the National Stadium. Williams, who clearly had the measure of the field, justified favoritism with a winning throw of 13.94 meters. Alia White of Woolmer's Girls was second with a mark of 13.60 meters, followed by Edwin Allen's Kadeen Brown with 13.36 meters. Cricket West Indies and former Windies coach Phil Simmons have reached an amicable resolution in the claim for Simmons' following his dismissal as head coach of 2016. A release from CWI yesterday afternoon stated that this development was the first action by newly elected President Ricky Skerritt and Vice President Dr. Kishore Shallow of CWI to fulfill their campaign promise from the 10-point Cricket First plan to repair stakeholder relationships, particularly with former players. And that's the news on PBCJ. Thanks so much for watching.